it is Memorial Day on a Monday. So we're going to get started here with some stocks. First of all, we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, at natural gas, at gold and silver. And then we'll take a look here at the old NQ, which is ripping up nicely. Now, the T-Man came in over the weekend, and he says for the EU, he was gonna put a 50% tariff on them. Now that's delayed till mid-July. So you always have to remember, you got to get used to this volatility. But man, we figured this out here, long short. We make a lot of money off of this. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation of buy, sell, stock, about ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Bitcoin, your daily chart here, okay? So you can see here how we had this really nice inverse head and shoulders pattern. There's your left shoulder, there's your head, there's your right shoulder, and we had this really nice, actually double bottom with a higher low, just ripped up nice. And then we were doing this consolidation, okay? We had this other consolidation going on here, and then we reached this high here, all the way at 112,345 nicely. Now it looks like we might be consolidating here again, like we are here. Now you can see here what happened. It came all the way down here, but we're holding this key 8 simple moving average. See, this is why you trade the charts. All right. Now, the 8-day is everything. Okay. So that's what we want to watch right there. 107,361 on a closing basis. Now, if that's lost, we'll come right to the bottom of this candle, 106,340. We'll come to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 104,435. We'll come to the bottom of this candle, and we're looking at here at 103,525. Then we'll be looking here for this 21-day at 102.61, okay? Then what we do is we just follow the candles all the way on down here if we progress lower. But right now, once that 8-day is up on bottom left, upper right, the 21-day is following it. Usually, I say what happens is if you lose that 8-day, this 21 days is a big target, but that holds nicely, okay? I'll give you a perfect example the other way, okay? So as we're below this 8-day, as it rallied up here, where did it go? Right into that 21 SMA here, okay? See, 21 SMA, 21 SMA, until we kind of broke it, then we put this nice head and shoulders pattern in here, inverse pattern here. So this usually, if this 8-day loses, then we want to come to this 21-day, but right now, we're holding nicely. Now you can see we rallied all the way up here to that 110,600 level, which we come right over to the left of the chart here. You had 110, 175 level, okay? But next level is going to be here, is going to be this Friday's candle, which is looking at that 112.60, and then we had that big retest at 112.345. Now, if we crack this here, you're going to go to the even numbers, but realistically, you're going to go to that 115, 116 level is where this will take us, okay? So just remember that this is your breakout at 112.345. But maybe we'll just get some consolidation like we've had here, like we had here, and like we had here, and then we might get some nice consolidation sideways, so we can see where we are for the next level up. Now, we can see here on the RSI here, see when the green turns blue, you get to that overbought condition. Now, I just want to show you here in the past what happens is, okay? See, what we did is we had this really overbought condition. Okay, yeah, did it rally up a little bit higher than that? Yes, it did. But you notice that the RSI was actually declining, okay? So this is negative divergence. So this is what we're watching here now on this Bitcoin chart, okay? So we had this high. Now we want to see, even if we make a higher high on this, we want to see where this RSI is. Is it going to crack above this and go higher, or is it going to go down and we create this negative divergence again? So always watch that RSI. Very, very nice, because what it does right now is showing that the relative strength is very, very strong, but you can always use it for a divergence play. Now, the greenish over red shows you momentum there to the upside, but look how nice this 8-day is holding, okay? Held it all the way here, it's holding it here, holding it all the way and up here. So we got to give it the benefit of the doubt until it's lost. Then what we do is just follow those candles down until we hit the 21-day, and then we see what the reaction is then. Now, remember, upside, just watch that today's high at that 110,600, and we watch that 112.60, and then we're going to be watching that 112.345 breakout. You're going to, next level, obviously, is going to be that 113. But realistic, I think can be next level, big level, will be 115 to 116, and then we should get some consolidation. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old crude oil and natural gas. Now, here we have crude oil, here we have natural gas. Now, you can see for Memorial Weekend, I mean, there's a lot of traveling where I am. We have I live almost like a resort town situation. A lot of traveling, a lot of people. But the gas, I'm at Sam's, and gasoline is $2.69 a gallon. It's been the lowest now since 2021. Geez, I wonder why, okay? So, we are not rallying up here like what a seasonality chart would show you, Okay, so what we're looking at here now is we're looking right here at this 8-day. This is going to be key on the upside. Okay, 61.68. Then we can go to today's high at that 62.14 level. We'll come up top of this candle. You're looking at 62.70. We'll come up here 62.91. But this 50-day is what we're looking at here at that 63.64. Then we have your price channel at 64.19, which is basically the top of that candle. Then we can come up top of this candle here at that 64.87 level. But you can see how downtrending 200-day, 100-day, 50-day is. Not good, okay? For this time of the year, seasonality really is not playing out. But that's how the T-man is. He does not want them higher prices because he knows that's a tax. Now, also, OPEC is now considering in June here, is going to be dumping more crude oil on the market. What they're trying to do is work off that 2 million barrels a day that they were, cutting back. And they're trying to get, more oil on the market, which means your price is going to be going down. Now, again, that doesn't mean price can't rally up here if you get some kind of a war, sometimes kind of a situation. Now, when you look at this candle here, this was all about, and they said that there was going to be an attack on Iran, okay? Israel's going to attack Iran. So it popped right on up here, and then it just faded right on off, okay? So you just never know. If there is going to be some kind of attack, some kind of war, some kind of a situation, yes, oil can rally. But right now, it's not really looking nothing that great. So upside, you want to watch right there, that 61.68 level. And then your next big target is going to be that 50-day at 63.64. Then we look for that price channel, 64.19. And then we'll look at that, but I candle at 64.87. And then we'll have to see how it fades, goes above that. Obviously, if it breaks through that, we have two big targets, 67, now your 100-day, 69, and 69.36 level. Now, here on the downside, we want to watch this 21-day. This is going to be very, very key support level. So you can see here in the past, look at it. It came down where to close above the 21-day. Where to close above the 21-day. Okay, that's it. So this is what you're watching is at 60.72. If that's lost here, we're going to come right down here to that 60.02, and we look at the bottom of this candle here at 59.89. So right now, what we're really watching is this 59.89. See how we're trading this box? See this box? That's what we're trading. We get above this box, okay, at that 64.19, then we can crack up higher. We get below this box here at that 59.89. Then we come over here to the left. Your next target is going to be 58.76 level. Then we're going to come down here to this 57.74 level. Then your 57 flat. Then we have this 56.39. Then we have your big retest at 55.30 level, okay? Now, if it gets down to the 55.12, it better hold, because if this is locked, you're going to go 53, 50, 47, and even all the way down to 43 level, okay? But again, seasonality is in play, so I'm not really sure, in this kind of a time frame that's going to do that. But right now, we're just trade this box right here. That's all we're really trading, okay? So I use UCO for the long, SCO for the short. Working very, very nice. Now, look at the RSI here, 48. That could go either way. Your green is still over your red, so that shows that does have good positive momentum, but we just have a sideways action trading. So this is a trading. This isn't a buy and hold long or buy and hold short, okay? Now, natty gas, you just can't get off the ocean now, can it? No. Okay, so we had this gap up, ran all the way up here, got a really nice high. We're looking for, got as high as 384. What we're looking for is the top of this candle, 3.829, say call it 3.83. So he came in within 1 cent, and then she's been falling off the cliff ever since. Now, we had this green candle here, and this is almost like a bull flag situation, okay, unless we start losing the bottom of that candle. I mean, and then today, look what we had. Okay, rallied up to 340, but you notice that it just couldn't hold it. And now we're below that key 8 SMA. So what we want to watch on the upside is that 3.30. Okay, then upside, then we look at 340. Then we're going to be looking for this 21-day at 345. And then we have that 50-day, 356, and then 370. And then your big retest there at 384. So basically one level at a time. If we can't get to that next level, you're not going to the 50-day. You're not going to the 100-day. You're not going to the retest. Just reality. Now, you can see here how your 200-day is holding. So what we're really watching is that 200-day on the downside, that 321. Okay, very, very key. Then if that's lost, we're going to come right to the bottom here at 309. That's lost. We have a gap here, 305. Then we have a fill, 298. Then we have your retest there at 285. Okay, but right now we got to give it the benefit of the doubt here that this possible bull flag here is going to pay off and maybe go and run the old natty higher. Now, we get ourselves a hot summer, natural gas will run, okay, because they got to feed them power plants. That's the key. We get this LNG off the ground here. We get some kind of action with that. we can get, it'll run. Okay, so right now, this time of frame, you're sitting down here pretty low, 3.28. That's really nothing to get excited about one way or the other. Okay, so 50.44 is not bought or oversold. The green is over below your red, but it's just a sideways kind of an action situation. So let's just see if this bull flag will pan out, and maybe we hit that 21-day, 100-day, maybe we can rally back up. If not, watch that 200-day. That's going to be everything. If that's lost, all we do is follow these candles, the bottom, gap, fill, and then we have the O retest. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Okay, here we have gold. Have a really, really nice run. Here we have silver. It's an okay run, but you can see we just have like a big sideways chop there. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, first of all, here what we have, we look at this chart here. What do I see here? As I see a high, I see a lower high, and I see a lower high. Okay, we have a downtrending chart going on here. Okay, so if I do a trend line through here, all the way on down here, it's downtrending until we can get back above this 34.48 level. Okay, that's the key. Now, what we had here is got to respect this 50-day. Okay, see how nice this held. Okay, see how nice this held, and now it's holding up very nice. Now look at this 8-day. It's curling up. If it crosses that 21-day, that's very, very bullish. So even if this sells down, as long as it holds at 32.97, that's a 21-day, and holds at 32.85 on a closing basis, this is still a very, very bullish chart and wants to go higher. Now, if we start losing that 8-day and that 21-day here, then what your target's going to be is going to be right here. Is going to be this 50-day at 32.18. Okay, then we'll come down to the bottom there. You're looking at a 31.70. We have 31.56. Then we have your retest down here at 31.23 level. But respect that 50-day because how it held in the past. Very, very key. Now, upside here, what we want to do is watch the top of this candle, 33.66 level. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, we get above that, we can come right at the top of here, 33.84. We'll come up here, 33.96, and then we'll come up to the top of this candle at 34.22. And then we have your retest up here, 34.48, which is basically the top of that candle there. Now, if we can close above that, that would take that downtrend out of the picture, and we would head for that 35.09. Now, we crack this, figure 35.50. That's what your next target would be, and you probably work yourself all the way up to 3,600, okay? But again, you got to get above all this in order to do that, okay? So bottom line is this, watch that 21-day and that 8-day on the closing basis on the downside. If it's lost, you're going to head right for that 50-day. On the upside, we want to watch the top there, 33.66, and then we just follow these candles all the way up here. But your big target's going to be that 34.48. Then we have to see what the reaction is if and when it gets there, okay? Does it blast through or does it hit it and roll right on down, okay? So we had this almost like a double top situation here. See what we had here is 34.42, 34.48. Now, the spike high and it came right on down doesn't really mean a whole lot, okay? What you're looking at is this double top. It has to crack through that, okay? That's why I say watch that price channel at 34.48 because all that price channels are is just tops and bottoms of candles, okay? Makes life very, very easy, okay? So that's what we're watching. High, both of those candles here, but it's sold right on off here on a double top. So now it has to break through that to get to the next level. If it can, it's going to come right on down. Okay, RSI, that's not showing really a whole lot. That could go either way. Your green is trying to work above that red, which is looking very, very nice. If you can, that shows like momentum to the upside, like we had here. See, once we have that cross like that, see that bullish cross? Boom. This is what happens, okay? So that's what we're looking for. We get the bearish cross, boom. This is what happens, okay? Very, very easy. Now, silver, it's kind of like a nothing burger here. You know what I'm saying? It ran up, nothing like gold did, okay? You look at the gold chart, look how nice that is. All the way from down here, all the way up to there. Nice. Now, easy way to trade gold, GLD. Easy way to trade silver, SLV. Okay, now, we got this big sideways action going on here, okay? So what we're really watching is the top of this candle right here is this 33.91, okay? So if we can get above that, okay, close above it, not just a pop and drop, then we're going to be looking right here, old sticky up here at 34.24 level, okay? Then what we're going to do is we'll come over here to the top of this candle. Okay, you're looking at 35 flat, right? Then we'll come up here. You're looking at 35.40, and then 35.49 is your breakout. You crack above that, you're going to be slowly working yourself up to that 40 level, okay? Just that easy. Now, 56, that could go either way. Your green is over your red here, so there does show momentum here, okay? That's the key. Now, there's a lot of support. I mean, a lot of support here. You got your 50-day. Everything's right around that 33 level. So let's just call it 33. You have your 8-day, 50-day, and 21-day. Everything's right there. But look at this 100-day right here. Okay? Now, look at that. 32.52. And now she's curling up. But look at this, okay? Look how many times that it has held that 100-day on a closing basis. Now, see, it's badass. It's just like this 50-day right here. Once it keeps holding it, that's providing very, very good strength, for support. So if it comes all the way down and holds it, it's going to bounce right off of there. You can take another scalp trade and take it right back up again. Okay, so basically trade this range until we break out above that price channel at 33.91. Then we just follow the tops of the candles till we get to 35.49. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old NQ, which is up there at 285. Okay, here's the Nasdaq futures. Now, I like showing you the Nasdaq because I trade a lot into Nasdaq. The TQQs, that's a sweet basket of everything. But remember, NVIDIA's earnings are coming out Wednesday, so you want to pay attention. But you got Amazon and Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, Google, Tesla, Costco. Everything's in that TQQ, okay? But again, you have a lot of good stuff here that you can trade alone if that's how you want to do it. Okay, and on Nasdaq with this AI play, man, I just think she's gonna go high, a lot higher. So we got to see what NVIDIA says there on Wednesday. Their earnings are there after the close. Now remember, they're going to take about a $4.9 billion write-off. They already said that here about a month ago. So that's going to be factored in kind of situation. Okay, so NVIDIA really want to watch that high. It's sitting at 131 now, but we want to watch that 153 high. Very, very key. Now NVIDIA's earnings has always been like this. Okay, so when it runs right on up, you want to sell that, and then it comes right on down. Every earnings, it seems like it's a selling. So we're going to see if there may be something different this year. We'll see this week. Or I should say this quarter. Okay. So the NASDAQ here now, Morelli, we had that low on Friday, came all the way down here, but we held this 21-day, 100-day, and 200-day. That's very, very key. Okay. So it rallied up, but where did it go? Okay. Right into the old 8-day. Boom. Stopped it cold, just like it stopped it here, stopped it there. 3 days it stopped. Okay. So we have to get above this 21,288. That's going to be very, very key. Then we can head basically for that price channel at 21,562. That's what we're going to be looking for. But you have to get above that 8 SMA here. Now, if we can get above this level, then we have a lot of nice targets up here. Okay, 21,813. We come up here, you got 22,245. 22,319, and then we have your big boy up here at 22,450, and that is your breakout level. Now, remember, we're coming to the end of the month, okay? So just always remember the end of the month. A lot of times that it'll rally up here into the end of the month, and usually the first couple, 3-4 days of the next month, which will be June, okay? Now, again, in June, it really wants to kind of like have a sell-off here. Now, a lot of things that's holding everything up here this year is the tariffs, okay? So you have to get used to that volatility. That is going to be key. So now I say all the 50% tariff, that's postponed until July. Market is ripping up higher. This was Friday when you had the 50% in. Here's today, we have the 50% out. So you got to get used to that volatility. Once these tariffs are all getting all done, it's going to be something else. Okay, so always remember that here. With the T-Man in there for 4 years, he's got nothing to lose one or the other. So he's going to throw everything at the wall here, and we're going to see what's going to stick. So get used to this volatility, okay? For me, I love it because I'm a two-way trader, long and short, so it makes no difference to me. So always look at that two-way trade, okay? Now, what we're looking on downside here is we want to watch today's low. That's at 29.54. Then we want to watch that Friday's low at that 20,727. But these are your key levels here. This 21-day at 20,619. And then we want to watch that 100-day, 20,494. And then we watch 200-day here at 24,444. So we got a lot of really good stuff. Now, you look at the 8-day, bottom left is still up here. Now, looks like it wants to go sideways. But look, your 21-day is following up very, very nicely here. Even the 50-day is starting to curl up. Okay, so we got to see how it all shakes out. Now, you can see the RSI here turned blue. So we got a little bit of an overbought condition, sold right down. So now we got to see how this rallies. So if this rallies up high and this RSI stays down low here, we could have a negative divergence. So you always watch this RSI for negative or positive divergence. Works very, very good. Okay. Now, you can see here your green isn't crossed over yet. You got that momentum, okay? But this is just basically kissing each other here, going like a sideways action. That's fine. But you can see when that green gets above the red, see it? And the bigger the spread gets, look at that rally. Look how nice it went, okay? Very, very nice. Now, look at the downside. We're underneath that 8-day. Look at the spread. Came all the way and down. See what I'm saying? Very easy. You don't need a million indicators, okay? volume, RSI, MACD. It's all you really need. I've been doing this for over 2 decades, okay? So I've tried everything possible. The simpler you go, the more money I always made. Just very, very easy, okay? So basically, watch this 8-day on the upside. Very, very key. If we get that, we'll be looking for this retest here at 21,562. Then we have to see what the reaction is. Does it blast higher and we follow the candles up, or does it hit it and just come right back out again? Okay, that's what I got for you, and I'll be back here tomorrow morning, probably around 6:30, 6:45, that kind of a neighborhood, and we'll take a look here at the old Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas, gold, silver, and we'll throw the old NQ up. We'll see what it did after hours here all night long. All right, remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.